Hello everyone. Welcome to IITN's GATE classes. So today we are going to discuss about the GATE 2020 paper questions from optical instrumentation and process control. Okay. So first thing, we should know that there were two questions actually from optical instrumentation, and there was no single question that was asked in process control in the year GATE 20 in the year 2020. So the first question that was asked, it was very simple actually. If we had proper idea about the previous year questions, okay, so this concept, it has been utilized a lot of time in the previous years. Okay, so let us see the questions. So this question was asked for 2 marks. A laser beam of 10 mm diameter is focused onto an optical fiber using a thin biconvex lens as shown in the figure. The refractive index of lens is 1.5. Okay, they have given the refractive index of this lens. This lens is what? 1.5. Okay. The refractive indices of core and cladding of fiber are 1.55 and 1.54 respectively. We know for total internal reflection, refractive index of core should be greater than refractive index of cladding. Fine, that is maintained here. The minimum value of the focal length of the lens to attain the maximum coupling to the fiber in mm rounded off to 1 decimal place is. Okay, so they have asked what is the focal length. So what do we mean by focal length? So a focal length of a convex lens is the point where it converges the beam of rays, beam of parallel rays. Okay, so this is the point where it is converging the light rays. So this distance, if I want to describe, sorry, so this distance is basically my focal length. Okay, focus. So one thing they have assumed in the question is this: the diameter of core is what? It is negligible. Okay, if the diameter of core was there, then this graph, it would have looked something like this. Means this diagram, it would have looked okay. So this is assumed that the diameter of the core, it is very negligible compared to the f, or else a diagram would have been like this. Okay, it would have not been converged to a point. So this has been assumed. We need to know our basics of trigonometry and some basics about what is our critical angle and acceptance angle. Okay, so what is our acceptance angle here? So this is my theta or acceptance angle. So what is the formula for numerical aperture? So numerical aperture, it is given by what? Under root of n1 square minus n2 square, where n1 is what? It is the refractive index of core and n2 is the refractive index of cladding. Okay, so now if we solve this, and we know what? Numerical aperture is equal to sine of theta a, where theta is this half angle. Okay, not the full angle. Remember this. This is actually very important. Lot of time in exam we get confused. So theta a is the half angle. It is not the full angle. Okay, so if I solve it directly, let me put it in calculator. Theta a is what? Sine inverse of under root of n1 square minus n2 square. So if I solve this, this is what? Sine inverse of 1.55 square minus 1.54 square. So if we put this in calculator, it comes out to be 10.12 degree. Okay, so this is what, this angle is 10.12 degree. Now from the basics of trigonometry we have to find this f. Okay, this distance f we need to find. They have given this is 10 mm, so this means what, this will be 5 mm. Okay, fine. So tan theta a is equal to what, 5 mm. So they have asked in mm only, na? Either in mm, okay, in mm they have asked. Okay, it's fine then. So 5 mm divided by f, which implies f is equal to what, it is 5 divided by tan theta a. So that comes out nearly 28.00 mm. Okay, so this was the answer to your question, and you can see you can solve it within 30 seconds if you have proper knowledge of the numerical aperture and about this thing. Okay, so this was a very simple question they have asked. So one thing I would like to share with you people is that if you people are planning to leave this part completely, optical instrumentation and process control, so a very simple approach would be at this point of time is to just look into the previous year questions that have been asked in this part. Okay, so if you do that, what will happen, see this question, if you go back and look into 2016 or 2014 paper, even there are similar questions just like this. So the person who has just read the basics about this thing or just the previous year question, he or she might be able to solve this question in the exam even. Okay, so these are free marks. Okay, if you are going into exam and you are getting 2 marks just for free, if you have just read simple things, so it is very beneficial when you are means in the rank. If you are under 100 or under 200, at that time plus 2 mark, it gives you a very big advantage over other candidates. Okay, so please don't skip this part. So okay, the next question, it is also very simple. So what has been asked here, as shown in the figure, a slab of finite thickness T with refractive index N2 is equal to 1.5 has air. Okay, air, so they have given refractive index of air also above and below it, light of free space, wavelength 600 nanometer. So okay, so they have given the wavelength of light in free space, okay, not in the medium, remember this, is incident normally from air as shown. For a destructive interference to be observed at R, the minimum value of thickness of the slab T in nanometer, they have asked this T. Okay, so this is actually very simple question. So if we just draw the diagram, see light is getting, so one of the ray of light, okay, let me assume it comes like this and then it gets reflected back again in the same path. Okay, and another ray of light, let me assume it gets reflected from this surface. Okay, so what is the path difference of the light? Path difference in between these two lights, it is what, one time this ray, this black ray, it comes T. Okay, so this is T, and again it has to return what, by T distance. So the path difference is what, path difference is equal to 2T, and we know the formula for destructive interference. For destructive interference, path difference should be equal to what, 2n plus 1 into lambda. And what is lambda here? Lambda is the wavelength where this path difference is occurring. Okay, so path difference is occurring inside this glass slab, so lambda will be calculated as lambda of the medium is what, lambda of the air divided by refractive index of glass, so that is N2. So 600 nanometer divided by 1.5, so that is what, 400 nanometer. And here they haven't mentioned which destructive interference you have to get, so you can assume n to be 0. Okay, so the n, if you assume n as 0, so if I do that, so 2t is equal to lambda. Okay, lambda medium, sorry. So t is what it is, lambda medium is what, 400 nanometer. 400 nanometer divided by 2, so this is what, 200 nanometer. So your answer for this question was what, 200 nanometer. So now they could have asked you another type of question in this question only. What could have they done? So if I want to just twist this question, so for this same question, what could I have done? I would have told you for the same, actually same data. Okay, so let me give n2 is equal to 1.5 and n1 is equal to 1, and lambda of air means the lambda of the light is what, 600 nanometer. Simple, just I would have done what, instead of giving perpendicular light rays, I would have given you something like this. Okay, so you could have calculated this theta also by Snell's law. N1 sine theta 1 is equal to N2 sine theta 2. They would have given you this angle angle of incidence or angle of refractance. Okay, so they would have given you this thing. As they haven't given, means if this angle is given, you could have easily found out this angle, and then the part difference would have been what, it would have been twice actually. Look now very carefully. So there might have been a ray that is coming through this part and again reflected back in this. Okay, and there might be some rays which will be getting from this ray to this ray. Okay, so now your path difference is what, it is this distance, twice of this distance. Okay, so you could have easily calculated, if you know this theta and if you know the thickness of the slab, you could have easily calculated this. Okay, so the thickness of the slab you have to calculate like this. Okay, from this part, thickness of the slab you have to calculate from here, 200 nanometer, and then you have to put it here. Okay, so a complex kind of question would have been like this. So this is very simple. Only the extra thing they would have given you is either the angle of incidence or the angle of refractance they would have given you. Okay, so this is all they have asked in GATE 2020 about optical instrumentation, and there were no questions actually asked from process control. But this is my personal experience. From my personal experience, I would like to tell you people this, as this time paper is being set by IIT Bombay, and if you people just go and look into the previous year questions for instrumentation in 2013 or 2005 and even in 1999, when IIT Bombay has actually framed the question paper, there are minimum 2 to 3 questions asked from process control. Okay, so please, if you people are thinking that you might be skipping process control part, please don't do that. Okay, just it is just a matter of a single day. If you people just study for single day process control, it is very simple to understand. Okay, so I hope you people understood this, both of this question. Okay, so if any other doubts I would like to know, you can just comment below. I will be very happy to help you people. Okay then, thank you.